You're tuned in to Ask the Master Auto Technician. Car questions? Get answers right now. Call 850-763-0555.
James Auto Center, we fix it right, guaranteed. Beep, 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 yeah.
Good morning, everybody. This is James Morris. Welcome back to our second half of our Thursday morning show. I've got Brian Armstead calling all the way from Maryland. I know that the weather is beautiful. I saw the pictures of the car that you're working on yesterday. Tell me more about this 707 horsepower Dodge product.
Well, it's quite a vehicle. This is actually the first radio show I've ever done live behind the wheel of a car. I'm taking my mom, who's in the car with me, to Baltimore to the doctor, and I didn't want to not call in this week because I missed last week. So here we are, live from behind the wheel of a 707 horsepower 2016 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. That makes all the difference in the world because, as you know, the Challenger is a very sophisticated automobile. It's been around since the late 1960s, early 1970s. Mm-hmm. It was part of that whole pony car revolution that took place when Mustang came aboard, followed by Camaro and Firebird, and then Challenger and Barracuda from Chrysler's Mopar division. But then they went away, James.
Yes.
The only pony car that remained was the Ford Mustang.
Yep.
So in time, the Chevrolet Camaro returned. Pontiac went out of business, so the Firebird didn't get a chance to get any traction. But then the Challenger returned as well. And Plymouth is out of business, so we don't have the Plymouth Barracuda. But now we have this horsepower war between Ford with the Mustang, mm-hmm. Chevy with the Camaro, mm-hmm. and Dodge with their Challenger SRTs.
So tell me about how much horsepower are we talking about difference between the Dodges and the Fords and the Chevys?
Well, that's a good question because the war is on. When Dodge came out with this 707 horsepower car, it blew everybody away because the most that you could get from a Ford at the time was like the high fours with one of their Shelby products, mm-hmm. and Camaro was in the, I think the high threes, low fours. I don't know the exact numbers, but it was a big chasm between the numbers. So Dodge instantly grabbed the horsepower title from Chevy and from Ford, and neither one of them were having any parts of it. Mm-hmm. So now you have the 600 horsepower Camaro LT1, and I may not have the acronym exactly right, but there is a high-performance version of the Camaro.
Right.
There's a high-performance version of the Mustang that exceeds 600 horsepower. So it's on.
Right.
I mean, the battle's on.
Now these
I'm thinking. I'm sorry, James. Go ahead.
I got to ask you a question. These sound like race cars you're driving, but you're driving one on the street to take your mother to the doctor in Baltimore. This race car?
Well, I don't know if you can hear this. Can you?
Yeah, I heard that.
Can you hear that?
Boy, that sounds like a lot of power.
It's a lot of power, and I don't know if you heard my mom say, but I scared her half to death coming up here because we had a situation where I was trying to merge into a ramp, and the guy wouldn't let me in, so I just kind of unleashed the fury of the Hellcat. Mm-hmm. And Mom was like, "Oh my goodness!" Well, she's like holding on to the armrest. And
so this.
But to answer your question, it is a race car for the street, and Dodge has even implemented a performance-oriented package called SRT pages. Mm-hmm. So basically, you go to the Uconnect system, the telematic system where you would set up your radio and your climate and all of that.
Right.
And you go to controls. You go to applications, and then you go to drive modes. When you go to drive modes, and I'm doing this as we speak, you can go to SRT pages and set up the car for different performance pages. You can do track setups with the so that 700 horsepower goes mostly to the rear of the car. Mm-hmm. You can do a launch mode. So if you want to do consistent 0 to 60 times, you set the launch mode so the brake will automatically hold. You put your foot on the gas, and when you're ready for it to launch, boom, you're good to go. You can do that every time.
Wow.
There are timers built into the system where you can see your 0 to 60 time, your 0 to 100 time, your eighth mile ET, your quarter mile ET, and your brake distance after you reach that quarter mile. So it's just really remarkable. You have all kinds of gauges built into it.
Wow.
You've got coolant temperature, oil temperature, battery voltage, oil pressure, transmission temperature. That's just the first bank of gauges, James.
Wow, and transmission temperature. Wow. Normally
In
they
the
don't
secondary
include that.
bank, in the secondary bank of gauges, you have boost pressure from the supercharger. You have the air-fuel ratio. Right now we're running a 13.6 air-fuel ratio. We've got 18 inches of mercury on the supercharger. The intercooler has a separate coolant reservoir, and the temperature on the intake, the intercooler right now is 96 degrees Fahrenheit, and it has fresh air intakes on the hood, and on one of the headlights is carved out, one of the running lights is carved out to get fresh air in as well. The air intake right now is running at 138 degrees. So anything you need to know about this car, Dodge has built it in.
Well,
It shows the horsepower, it shows the torque, it shows what gauge you're in, what gear you're in, and the boost pressure all on one gauge. I wish you could see it. It's really a phenomenal car, phenomenal display. And only, drum roll please, $62,495. Price out the door with a couple of packages, $69,280. Expect this car to be marked up. It is a phenomenal car. It's hard to get it going in a straight line, I got to be honest with you, because it's just like a monster.
Whoa.
But what a beastly effort. Hats off to Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, the parent company for Chrysler. They allow Chrysler engineers to do what they do best, and this Hellcat is one hell of an automobile, James.
Well, you remember back in the 70s we had the movie Vanishing Point, and it had a Challenger that he was going across country, and he ran this Challenger into two bulldozers. They put bulldozers to stop it, and the hood goes up in the air about 300 feet in the air, and that was the final scene of that movie, Vanishing Point. But the Challenger was always considered, when I was a kid, the Barracuda, the Challenger, those two right there were the hot cars out there. You also had the Charger, but this is the Challenger. This is the smaller version of the hot rod as far as body style. But it's very similar in style from the 70s, isn't it? And it's kind of the same kind of look, so to speak, on the Challenger of the 70s. Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's where the beauty of this car comes in, because they kept the basic style. It sits a little bit higher than before because you've got these monster tires on it. The Arby's has a commercial where they say, "We have the meats." I don't know if you've seen those commercials down in Panama City. But,
yeah.
Okay, but this Hellcat has the meats on it. You should see the rear tires on this thing. They look like they're off of a steamroller. The brakes on the car, 6-piston Brembos up front, 4-piston Brembos in the rear, 15.4-inch ceramic discs up front. Think about that, James. The brake rotors on the front of this car are larger than the wheels on my daughter's 1999 Volvo S70, which has 15-inch wheels on it.
That's what I was thinking.
So,
16-inch rotors. Oh Lord, you got to be able to stop something that much horsepower. Yeah.
They're massive. Yeah, and they bring the car down very nicely. No drama. It's got all the safety packages built in. It's got the ABS. It's got configurable drive mode. It's got an anti-spin differential rear axle. It's got electronic stability control, all-speed traction control. It's park view, rear park assist, a beautiful camera to help you back up, because there are a couple of blind spots, particularly with the large D-pillars on the car.
Right.
So having that camera really helps out. But luxury also, we've got ventilated front seats, got aluminum interior trim, heated seats, heated steering wheel, premium leather, SRT seats, HD radio, voice command with Bluetooth, Sirius XM satellite radio. The tires I talked to you about are Pirelli 275/40 20s.
20-inch
and
tire.
they fill up the wheel well quite nicely. And one of the options on the car, James, I hate to, I'm just babbling this morning because I'm so excited about this automobile.
That's great.
The red line, red tri-coat pearl exterior paint, a $500 option. When the moon hits it at night, it looks like a red pearl show. And when the sun hits it in the early morning and mid-afternoon, it's spectacular. The paint quality on this car is world class, and that red tricolor tri-coat pearl is one of the prettiest pearls I've ever seen. It's just spectacular. You've seen the pictures,
Right.
With the black 20-inch wheels.
Mm-hmm.
What a combination! Just phenomenal combination on this car.
We got about 3 minutes left, Brian. Here now, I want to find out. In your opinion, have you driven any of the earlier model Challengers in years earlier? I mean, compare.
Well, yeah.
Can you compare these?
It's comparing apples to snap peas.
Oh, okay. All right. I want to make sure. So this is nothing like what they've had in the past. Then nothing.
Oh, the cars in the '60s would go in a straight line in a hurry.
Yeah.
But they couldn't go around corners in a hurry, and they wouldn't stop in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to understand that drum brakes were still prevalent on many of those cars back in the day.
They sure were. Yes.
This is a $70,000 supercar. You'll run the pants off of a lot of Italian supercars. You'll run the pants off of some of that high-priced iron from Germany. It is wow. I mean,
you said it was supercharged?
Get your hands on one if you can. Huh?
You said it was supercharged, or is it turbocharged, or both?
Oh no, it's got a big old supercharger mounted to the engine. If you listen to the video clip that I sent you yesterday.
Right, I heard the whine.
You'll hear the supercharger whine.
Yeah.
And then I go to the rear so you can hear the exhaust note. I don't know, man. I've driven a lot of cars in my 20 years of doing this, and it's really quite the impressive automobile. When I buy one, oh, you better believe it. You better believe it. I mean, this is.
Well, let's compare.
I'm 6 feet 9 inches tall, and I fit pretty well in this car. I've got plenty of headroom. It doesn't have a sunroof, which helps, and I've got a decent amount of leg room. I mean, I wouldn't want to drive to California in it, but trips to New York or Richmond from my Maryland base would certainly be doable without a whole lot of drama.
That's pretty impressive.
I'm looking at the miles per gallon gauge. It says 14.6. So you better have a connection with Wawa or Exxon or Shell, your favorite station, because you're going to be visiting them quite a bit.
It sounds like this car will pass anything but a gas station, is what it sounds like to me.
That's right.
But that's why people buy it. They don't buy it to sit there and get better. They didn't buy a Prius. They bought a Challenger with 707 horsepower, not a Prius with 100 and whatever it has. I don't even think it's got 100 horsepower.
Well, the Prius can get up and go for what it is.
Yeah,
it's got great acceleration for a hybrid.
Yeah, absolutely,
but
no argument.
This is a whole new level of performance. And I'm thinking in a couple of years, James, here's my bold prediction.
All right.
For Ask the Master Auto Technician. Within 3 years, 1,000 horsepower production car. 1,000 horsepower.
Wow.
Now, we already have the Bugatti, which is 1,000 horsepower. I mean an affordable 1,000 horsepower car like a Mustang or a Challenger or a Charger or a Camaro. Not a $2 million Bugatti. Something that people can actually afford.
A gearhead.
More information on this car, www.dodge.com, and I'm done, man. I'm in heaven still.
Thank you so much. We got to go. We're against the break. Brian, thank you so much. Great report on that car. I'm tempted to go see one of these at the new car lot down here, see what they look like. But beautiful pictures. I'll try to put those on the paper, on the video as well when we send that out to you today. But thank you so much for calling, and have a safe weekend. And we'll talk to you next Thursday at the same time again. Hey, this is James Morris along with Anna Marie Morris. We'll talk to y'all next week. Bye bye now.
James